before I forget. All right, guys, thank you so much for making time to be here on our call today. I'm really excited. I know last week we talked a lot about positive mindset and sort of a lot of personal development type of stuff. And that's really my passion. That's what I love probably the most of everything that I've learned as a coach. But my second, if I had to pick a second one, my second favorite thing that I've learned about is about social media and how to manage social media, how to use it, the incredible power that it is as not just as a business person, a businesswoman, but also I kind of spoke a little bit in our coach group about having a platform and having a message that is really on your heart that you want to share with as many people as possible. So using social media can be great for your business, but it can also be great to just really get that message out there. And I really believe that all of the things that we've gone through in our lives, all of the ups and downs, lessons that we've learned, experiences that we've had were for a reason. And it gives us a message. It gives us a purpose. And sometimes it takes us a while to figure out what that message is. But once you know what that is, or you get a little, the first half of it maybe, because I'm sure it's going to progress as we grow as women. But once you start realizing what that message is, social media is so incredible because you get to really share that with other people and make an impact in their lives. And then when those people start coming back to you and telling you about how you brightened their day, how you gave them hope, how you showed them where they needed to make changes or whatever it is, guys, there's nothing more rewarding than that. There's nothing more rewarding than hearing those lives that have been changed because you were bold enough to step out with your message. So that is kind of the whole reason why I love social media and I love learning how to use it the best way. So we're talking today about a social media makeover and how to really get your social media in a setup in a way that's going to be great for you. So can you guys see my screen? Is it good for you guys? Okay. Our social media makeover. First, we're going to begin with our affirmations, as I always like to do. I kind of had fun with this one. And so the affirmation for today's call is, my life is pretty great. It's not perfect, but perfection is not my goal. Progress, positivity, and a life well lived is far better. The direction in which I am moving is more important than the destination. So guys, we are all works in progress, right? And that's totally fine. So now we're going to move on to our recognition. I am so excited because last week we had only 3 people on the leaderboard, and this week we've doubled that, and we have 6 people on our leaderboard. So I am so excited because that just happened in 1 week. And it's all due to your hard work. And for those of you who are not on the board, all of the seeds that you planted this past month, I love this analogy that I heard at one of the Beachbody events, that we are not hunters. We don't find a prey and try to hunt them down. We are farmers. We plant seeds and we plant seeds and we plant positivity and we plant encouragement and we plant all of these amazing things that we can give to others. And then after a while, and when we have patience and consistency, we harvest. And so that is what I'm so excited to see, is all of your hard work manifesting next week. Can't wait to see you guys up here on this board. Okay, so when it comes to social media, now that you have become a coach, now that you have decided that you want to help others, your social media is no longer about you. Sort of. You are your brand, so yes, your social media has to reflect you and who you are, and your platform is important, and obviously that comes from you and your experiences. But when you're posting, you're not posting just things that feel good to you. And before I was a coach, I would just post whatever silly things came to my mind, or whatever I was eating, or a selfie, or my kids, whatever. And now I still post some of those things, but I have a different mindset. I'm thinking of others. Will this post add value to others? Is it informational? Is it inspiring? Is it entertaining? Will someone walk away thinking, my day was better because I saw this post on Vanessa's social media? That's always going to be my goal, because it's no longer about me. It's about really adding that value to someone else. I want them, when they see that I've posted something, to be like, ooh, what did Vanessa post today? What tip or what funny thing that her kid said or what inspirational quote is she going to give me today? And that is really your goal, is to be a shining light that people want to follow. So here's some additional thoughts. I kind of already said my day was better because I saw this. So before you push post, think that, like, would someone's day really be better if I posted this? And so it can include pictures of your kids, guys, because I don't know about you, but my day is kind of better when I see like really cute kids on social media. But, you know, all with a grain of salt. Like, you have to really be mindful of the balance that you have on your page. And then, so we've kind of talked about this, and some of you are new, so I'm not sure if I've had this conversation with all of you, but posting something that would add value to someone, you kind of have to know, who is this someone that I'm posting for? Who is your girl? Who is this person that you really connect with and that you want to share your message with? Because I don't really care too much about adding value to a guy who's in college and who's one of my brother's, he's in college right now. I don't really care. Like, my recipes and cute pictures of my kids is not going to add value to some guy who's in college, but he's not my market and I don't really care about him. I mean, I care about him, but you know, I can't appeal to everyone, or I will appeal to no one. So knowing who your girl is can also help you to say, would my girl say my day was better because I saw this? Would she relate to it? Would she love it? Would she click like because she likes it? Would she click share because she wants to share it with her other mom friends? Those are some thoughts you want to have before you go and post something on social media. Step 2 for your social media makeover is to keep it balanced. And the way that I encourage people to do this is you need to pick 5 things. It could be 3 to 5 things if you can't think of 5 things. 5 things that represent you, that you love, that you're all about. For me, it's my family, it's food, it's fitness, it's my faith, and then I couldn't think of an F word to use for this, so personal inspiration. So those are my 5 things that I feel like represent me, that I want to have on my page. So I will often go to my Facebook feed and I will scroll through and I'll have like a tally. Okay, that was something about my family. Okay, that was a recipe. Okay, that was a fitness video. Okay, that was a scripture or a personal inspiration quote. And I'll make a tally. And if I have like a ton of stuff on the fitness side and like nothing on food, I'll be like, all right, Vanessa, you're a little unbalanced here. And that gets me mindful for when I'm posting next time, I need to really post a recipe or something like that, because I want to be balanced. I want a stranger to be able to come to my Facebook page and know what I'm all about. And then this is also helps you to not be that annoying person on social media with your business, is that you keep it 80% your 5 things and 20% Beachbody. So when you're adding value to people, think of it as like a bank account that you're depositing money into. You're depositing money into people. And then you do at some point want to make a withdrawal and say, hey guys, would anyone like to join me in my challenge group? Would anyone like to join me in learning about coaching? But you can't withdraw if you haven't been depositing into people on a consistent basis. So that's how you can keep it balanced. I don't know where step 3 went, but step 4, become familiar with your tools. So there are tools that I use on a regular basis to help not only help me get my valuable posts out there quickly, because, you know, we're all moms. We cannot be spending hours to make things just right and all fancy and all this stuff. But I do want to get valuable things out there to people. And I want it to look somewhat consistent because you are your brand. So your point of view, you want it to be consistent. So I have some tools that I use for editing my photos. And I take mostly all my photos on my cell phone. And I use apps. These are the apps I use: Afterlight, Visco, Pick Collage, and Over. Afterlight and Visco are kind of just to edit my photos, put filters on them, things like that. Pick Collage is if I want to add multiple photos, and then Over is how I put the text over my photos. And it took me a while to really figure out what my visual sort of image and point of view, what I wanted it to be. And the reason why this is important is because we are inundated with so many photos and so many posts and so much on social media that it is valuable to spend a little bit of time and effort to make your pictures scroll stoppers. So people are scrolling through and you kind of want them to stop and read what you actually have to say. And so what I would suggest, what I ended up doing was I went on Instagram because that is the most visual of all the social media platforms. And I went on Instagram and I would kind of search. There's like an explore option, a little magnifying glass, and I would search and I would just kind of scroll through there and what pictures caught my eye, what pictures really like stood out to me. And I would just take a look at them and be like, why does this picture stand out to me? Why does it catch my eye? Why did it stop me in my tracks? And I know this sounds like a silly thing to waste your time on, but it's really not a waste of time, because if you have a message and you want to share it with people, you have to make it visible to them. So spending time to figure out what stops people in their tracks and spending a little time to try and make your pictures and posts things that would do that is the only way that your message is going to be seen and heard in this very noisy social media world. So I would definitely encourage you to spend a little time. Now, yes, set a timer, because you can spend forever going through Pinterest and Instagram. So I would just set like a 5-minute timer and I'd scroll through, and if I found something that I really liked, I'd take a screenshot of it. And then I would just kind of, when I'm making my own posts, look at the ones that I liked and just kind of copy them, you know, not exactly, but I like that there's a lot of light in this picture. It's not dark. Or I like that there's a lot of color in this picture, you know, whatever it is. And then you can create some scroll stopping images that will help people. Now, social media does tend to favor the creative people. Those are the people that stand out, and that can be intimidating if you're not naturally creative. There are ways that you can foster creativity. It's actually like a muscle. You can exercise it, and it can become stronger if you decide to work on it. And the first thing that you need to do to be creative is to make a creative space. And that usually happens when you're not in front of social media or TV or noise or distractions. And as moms, like, that never happens. But here are some spaces that I have found I'm able to get some sort of creativity juices running. In the shower, you know, even if you just kind of start thinking, sometimes I'll go into the shower already thinking in my mind, like, okay, I want to encourage a mom today. I just want to encourage a mom. What would encourage a mom? And I'm just there washing my hair. So I've kind of gone into the shower already thinking like what my outcome will be, but I don't know creatively how to make that happen. But because I've already set my intentions for that, as I'm just there in the shower, whatever, sometimes things will come to my mind. Sometimes they don't, but at least I'm making space for it. Also taking a walk, taking a run, going out into nature, dancing, moving, even sometimes during my workouts is when I have some of my best ideas, because the blood is pumping and movement, physical movement is actually connected to our creativity. So even coloring with my kids, like I'll just be coloring strawberry shortcake coloring book, and that can actually trigger creative thoughts. Also driving, if you're listening to some inspirational music, that can help you to have ideas. And I try to capture all of my ideas on Evernote. I have Evernote on my phone, or just Notes, the note application. You can take voice notes if you're driving, just to kind of capture those ideas. And then some people are very creative late at night or early in the morning. So even part of your power hour can be, I'm just going to take 10 minutes. I'm going to put on some classical music or hip-hop music or whatever. I'm going to dance around the house, and I'm just going to have a blank sheet of paper and write down some ideas. And that doesn't have to take up a ton of time, but I do believe that you will see a return on investment when you do that, because if you do have a creative idea that speaks to someone, then that's the whole point, right? Is to break into someone's world and help them and give them positivity and try to bring some great stuff into their life. So there's kind of how you can do your social media makeover. One little note is that consistency is key. And so it builds trust and credibility, which as fitness coaches, we live or die on trust and credibility. More so than someone who sells makeup or jewelry or whatever. We need people's trust. We need them to trust that we will stick with them during their fitness journey, that we will, not make fun of them or whatever, just having that trust and credibility is key, and consistency is what builds that. And consistency also keeps your message constantly in front of people, because sometimes people just are not ready to hear it. But that moment when they are is when you can't just take a day off and give up for a couple weeks, because that might be the very time that person is like, okay, I think I'm ready. And they're scrolling through their feed, and then you come up, So consistency is key. The rule of thumb is 3 to 5 posts per day on social media. And again, this does not have to be all about Beachbody. Like I said, it's 80-20, 80% just stuff about you, 20% Beachbody. If 3 to 5 posts sounds very intimidating, I can understand that. If you're not used to posting on social media a lot, the way that my coach helped me to get a handle on it was to think of it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So trying to post something at those times in the day. For breakfast, it can be, I usually work out and do personal development in the morning. So I try to post either some thoughts from my personal development or a workout, video of me doing a workout or a selfie from my workout. For lunch, it could be about healthy food choices that I'm making or silly stuff my kids say, because they're usually kind of crazy around lunchtime. At dinner, I might write more about why I love coaching or why I love my challenge. So those are kind of like my I kind of have ideas of what I want to post during those 3 times of the day. So that way I stay on track. I don't always post 3 to 5 times a day, especially on weekends. I like to disconnect from social media and just set boundaries for myself. And if that's something that you need to do, that's totally fine. But you can't, what you can't do is stop for a couple weeks at a time and then go back, and then stop for a couple days and then go back, and then take a month off and then go back. That is going to kill your business, really. So even if it's just 1 post per day, every morning, something positive that you're thankful for that morning, just continuing to be consistent is going to be really helpful. So that's all I have for you guys as far as how to have a social media makeover, how to really stand out amongst all of the rest of the people who are out there. What I wasn't able to make slides for, but I still wanted to mention, is your banner on Facebook can be a very powerful tool. And you can make a custom banner on canva.com. Not sure if you guys are all familiar with it. I'm always singing Canva's praises. And a lot of coaches end up sort of posting pictures that represent their 5 areas. I am not that literal, so I kind of tried to hit a few of them, but not all 5 of them. And then what you want to do is when you upload that picture, share your story as succinctly and cleanly as you possibly can, and make it the description of that header picture. And a lot of coaches will even put on the header picture, click here for my story. So when anyone comes to your Facebook page, not only are they seeing your posts, sort of what you're all about, but right there in the header, they're seeing like a picture of your kids, a picture of your before and after, or a picture of you working out or making a healthy meal. And then it can say, click here for my story. And right away, people can connect with you. They can get to know who you are. They can really dive deeper into your personality and everything. So that's kind of a fun little tip that is really easy to do, really easy to go on Canva and make a Facebook header, and then add your story in the description. And then the second thing that I wanted to say, and I was actually thinking about this on my drive here. I'm at my parents' house, if you guys can't tell. My kids are being watched at a neighbor's, and so I'm setting up shop here and working. So as I was driving here, I was thinking, okay, I don't know why I was thinking this, but I was thinking, why do some people succeed at these network marketing online businesses, but it seems that the vast majority do not. Like, it seems like there's this, there's not, like, it's not like, I don't know. Like, it almost seems like there's a few select few that are very successful, and then all the masses are not. So it's kind of thinking, like, why is that? And I think part of it is that any other job that you do, you kind of have to be qualified before you get the job. So you have to have a resume, you have to have a certain degree, you have to, even if you're an entrepreneur, you need to invest a lot of money to, like, let's say, start up a restaurant. You'd have to have capital. Like, there's sort of a qualification before you even start the job to get into it. Whereas with coaching and network marketing businesses, I feel like there's almost no requirements that you need to really sign up. Like, anybody and anyone could do it. And so the qualification almost comes as people begin to do the business. They sort of either love it or they don't. They either are willing to, because there's really no startup costs, huge startup costs, at least not for coaching, or degrees required. What you end up having to put in is sweat equity. And people either are willing to put in the hard work or they're not. And so that is kind of encouraging, actually, for me at least, for someone who doesn't have an advanced degree, who doesn't have a whole lot of money, but I'm willing to work hard. So you kind of have to balance, like, so you, like, if you don't have a lot of special skills or money or whatever, you have to still at least be willing, though, to do something that most other people aren't. And that is work really hard and be really committed and stay positive when you feel like giving up. Those are things that a lot of other people don't have or aren't willing to do. And so in any success story, the people who are successful are willing to do what other people aren't. And whether it's in a network marketing situation or whether it's in a brick and mortar situation, maybe a bunch of people aren't willing to take out a loan for a couple $1 million to start up a restaurant. And so they don't end up being successful because they're not willing to do that. Successful people are always willing to do things that unsuccessful people are not. And in this business, that willingness takes the form of hard work and consistency and a positive attitude when things don't seem to be going right. So that has nothing to do at all with social media, but it's just something that I was thinking about that I wanted to just share with you guys, is that it's not because the successful people are special in any type of way. It's just that they're willing to do a little bit more than the status quo, than posting once or twice a week about a random workout that they're doing. Like, that just isn't going to cut it. You have to treat this business really like a business and learn how to be great at social media. And you totally can. There's no, like, secret. It's just the people who are doing it really well, take a look at them. What are they doing? What do their pictures look like? What do their texts say? Are their texts random, or are they really personal and really hit home? You know, like, we can all become experts one day at a time, but you have to put in the work. So anyways, that is all. I'm going to stop the recording here if I can figure out how to do it. And thank you guys so much for joining me. I really love our calls, and I'm really thankful that you guys are here. Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to unmute everyone. Do you have any questions about social media or any, any obstacles that you've run into as you've been building up sort of a presence online?
Vanessa, I have a quick question. On Canva, can you put your own pictures on there? I was playing with it a little bit for the Beachbody Diamond coach training.
Yeah.
I only had probably about a half hour to kind of play around with it. So how do you, can you just put a spot to insert your own photos when you're building like a image for Facebook?
Yeah, you can actually upload photos here. I have you guys here. You can upload your own photos in a little tab called Uploads, and it's really easy. I do it all the time, yeah. And that way you can put like pictures of your kids if you want to. You can put pictures of yourself, whatever.
And then it'll create your Facebook banner, right? I think you get the Facebook cover.
Yeah, so there it says like Facebook cover. And it has it already, like it knows the dimensions. It makes it so easy. It knows the dimensions. And then see over here where it says uploads?
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
You just click there, and then you can upload straight from your you can upload your own images and drag them around. It's very easy. Hi. Hi. So yeah, that makes it fun and easy to really, and then you can also like layouts, you can also kind of drag and drop your images like wherever you want, like layout. And you don't want to use their pictures, you can put your pictures instead.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. I was playing around with it a little bit the other day, and I just didn't realize how to upload the pictures. So.
Yeah, it's really fun. All right, guys. Well, I am going to sign off for now. I mean, unless anybody had another question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Have a great day, guys, and thanks so much. I'll post this up on our TV page as normally, so you guys can all watch it later.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.